Payload was simple but fun. Push is alright fun nonetheless. Yeah, push in Overwatch, by the way, for those who aren't aware. It's kind of different to Payload. I think I saw like a Vex video recently of him like comparing push to Payload, and I have to question his judgment on that, because a more apt comparison to Payload in Overwatch would be the Payload game mode, you know? The one where, like, on Junkertown, there's a payload on one end of the map, then you push it to the other end of the map, because it's a payload. Yeah, it was such a fun map. It had its own unique, it was such a fun game mode. It had its own unique maps, too. Like, there was one that was vaguely similar to Jaguar Falls. There was one that was vaguely similar to Frozen Guard, but more fun than Frozen Guard. And there was one that was vaguely similar to Timbermill, and it even had some of Timbermill's assets at the end of it. It was kind of like the entrance to Timbermill. And yeah, they were so cool. And if they wanted to add Payload back in 2022, they wouldn't even have to make new maps. They still have those maps, and we would be totally fine if they weren't updated. In fact, I would prefer it if they weren't updated, alright? I would prefer to be able to play on those maps again. Because it's been like, what, 4 or 5 years? They would basically be fresh content. Like, you know, people's memories are fuzzy enough, they wouldn't remember the layouts. But also, like, they were really good maps. Like, you wouldn't have to change their layout at all. They were fun. Right. They're really fun. And yeah, like, you know, some people wouldn't like snipers on those maps, but, like, there are so many more characters now that you could pick, especially to counter snipers. Like, that wouldn't really be an issue. It'd be so much fun. TDM, choose any TDM, and King of the Hill could be removed, and no one would care if they got replaced by Payload. People might care about regular TDM, but yeah, like, you could sacrifice King of the Hill and choose any and bring back Payload, and that would be way more fun. And Ice Mine's map, that's good, surprising. Yeah, like, I think you can even look back at these maps on the wiki. Hold on, let me see. We're gonna do a bit of investigative journalism here together, chat. All right, let's go. Official Paladins wiki. Let's take a look at the maps section. It should be like down below. Removed maps, payload maps. Here we go. So yeah, there were 3 payload maps. There was Outpost, which was like Timbermill, Hidden Temple, which was like Jaguar Falls, Frostbite Cavern, which was like Ice Mines, at least in terms of the aesthetic. And yeah, is there like a video we can watch of this? Oh, there's not one for Outpost. I know there's one for Frostbite. Is there one for Hidden Temple? Ah, gosh, no. Gosh darn it. I remember playing on this map with old Torvald. I held them at a choke point for a solid, like, 3 minutes. It was amazing. This one has a video, though. I remember. Yeah, here it is. We can look at this one. Alright. Yeah, look at this. Look at this map. Look, it's like the old Frozen Guard spawn, right? You remember how closed in Frozen Guard was? But this is like a little bit bigger. Another thing, way back in the day, they had a lot more decorations in the maps. At least the old maps. Like Serpent Beach, for example. You know how Serpent Beach looks like. Or actually, Bright Marsh would be an excellent example, right? That's a map that hasn't been reworked yet. Pre-reworked Bright Marsh, right? Not going to get a rework either. It had way more decorations, and then they removed some, I'm assuming for performance sake. But this map never had its decorations removed, because the map got removed before they did that. And this video showcases all the decorations. Like, look at all this stuff! Looks lively! But man, the nostalgia, though. Yeah, this is where the payload starts. Oh, crap. This is where the payload starts right here. So, like, you'd start pushing from that rail, like where my mouse is right here, and you would just go. But look at this. This is like a full map, ready to go. They could add payload back so easily. They had a different payload, too. Look at that. Look at that thing. There's a crown. It's so cool, dude. It's so freaking cool. I miss this so much. I miss it so much. And yeah, there were a lot of, like, routes, too, and hidden places you could go. Like, you can just go up the stairs. It was so nice. It brings a tear to my eye. I know, right? But yeah, you can clearly see like how it would easily fit in with Frozen Guard. Or at least pre-rework Frozen Guard. It looked better than pre-rework Frozen Guard, honestly. This is such a solid map. And yeah, you can go up there too. I was about to say, like, I was about to pause it, but I don't remember. Yeah, it just goes up there. There's another spawn room. Look at those old towers. Those, I think those were just straight up copy pasted from Frozen Guard. It used to have those. Still does, but they've been remodeled since. But yeah, then it just goes like into the cavern. It's so pretty. The windy details are so good. Yeah, the snow too. Link? It's just on the wiki. It's literally just on the wiki. Here, I'll post it in the chat. Yeah, like, let's go further into the cave. Here we go. And the end of the payload bush would be like somewhere around here. But yeah, it just turns into like the full cavern. You actually get to go inside of the ice mine. This is more ice mines than the original ice mines. Like, and there's the end, right there. It's such a solid map. It really is. And there's the defending team spawn. Look at that. Like, dude. I want it. I want it back. I know Meyer sent a link to Outpost. Recorded recently. I don't know how you'd record that recently, but I guess we'll see. Juego a Payload in 2022, El Antigua Paladins. Oh, did this guy just get like an old version of Paladins up and running? Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, I guess this is the Timbermill payload map from who did this? Gabinet. Yeah, shout out to Gabinet then. Bro, they died. I remember this spawn room though. Goodness.
Algo que me di cuenta es el movimiento antiguo que tenía la montura. El caballo literalmente hacía el pasito.
I don't know what he's saying. I wanna go like forward. I wanna see
Soñando
outside
volver a jugar
This area right here, this region of the map, is the exact place where I decided to main Bomb King. I got hard diffed, dude. I got so hard diffed by a Bomb King in this area of the map right here, and then I decided to go play him. I loved this map, dude.
este modo.
I mean, I loved all the payload maps. This is also where the Mave trailer was. Do you hear that listen to the ambience, there's crickets, dude.
Mucho tiempo soñando volver a jugar este modo. Por fin lo había conseguido.
There's crickets. Goodness, dude. It's used for the Abyss Hunter Academy event pass. Why don't you let us use it in the game? Yeah, there were like so many tunnels in those buildings you could go through too. Even had portals. Up you go on
Ese
top of the
sonido
tower.
de los portales ya no hay. Así que volverlo a escuchar también me trajo mucha nostalgia.
I want to see if he goes like inside. Yeah, he goes inside. Look at that. There's a little drop down where you can go into the tunnel. That kind of reminds me of TF2, honestly. And then there's a hallway. Do you go in the hallway? Please tell me you go in the hallway.
¿Cómo olvidarse de esta parte
just go in
donde
there,
todo
awesome.
mundo, o bueno, siempre había alguien ahí escondido arribita, trabando el payload?
Goodness, dude. And then there's no other staircase that just goes down there. It's so nice. Where's the Timbermill portion? Okay, here we go. This is where you like push through to the Timbermill portion. Right here. I remember this so much. Yeah, right there. It turns into Timbermill. Okay, it's an invisibility bush. Remember those? I guess he's going around the scenic route. Dude, fair enough.
No, no,
The whole
no.
side area over there. But then... Hold on. Yeah, here we are. Here we are. It's Timbermill. Look. Old Timbermill, right? You know how new Timbermill, like when you're starting to push, you have that sloped ramp and then you have the high ground where the snipers go? That's that. But like no walls, no boxes, no cover. This is just Timbermill showcase. Look at this. It's Timbermill.
Este mapa
Goodness. I want Payload to come back so desperately, dude. That was so much fun, dude. Anyways, enough nostalgia trip, alright? Maybe that's what they'll add in Season 6. If they had Payload back in Season 6, I will be the happiest man. But I doubt they will. But like, if they do, then we all will be much happier. Let's start a riot for Payload, dude. We're gonna protest. We're gonna set up the Paladins player union, and we're gonna demand our right to have Payload reinstated back into the game so we can play it. And they'll have no choice but to add it. Yes, clearly.